Good morning everyone. As you guys saw in the title, this video did take 1,200 hours to make. The reason for this was because I played on every single ship. For those who don't know what a ship is, it is a server on PSO2. There's a total of 4 different ships, and I played 300 hours on every single ship. As you can see here, my playtime is actually 3,100 hours. Yeah, I like this game quite a bit. Now, before we jump into the video, if we manage to hit 50,000 subs before the end of the year, I will show you what is underneath my cultured category over here. But with that being said, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the format for today's video is fairly simple. I am simply just going to go on every single ship, show off my character there, as well as talk about the pros on each server. And at the very end of the video, I'll give a TLDR or a summary so that you guys can make an informed decision on what ship or what server to pick, because every single ship or every single server is very, very different. Alright, the very first thing I want to get out of the way is the disclaimers, and that is of course what I am saying is based off my experience on that ship. Just because I say something is good or something is bad does not mean that I am the end all be all. When you play on that ship, your experiences may vary. Alright, with the disclaimers out of the way, let's begin with ship 1. So over here is my ship 1 character. Personally, I think ship 1 is the most vanilla ship. So if you are used to MMOs, you've played World of Warcraft, you played Black Desert Online, you've played all these different MMOs before, and you are not new to MMOs, you will fit very well at home on ship 1 because it is the most balanced server. You have your tryhards, you have your casuals, you have fashionistas, you have people who like to roleplay. This server is a good mix of everything. Now, something to keep note of is ship 1 is not the largest ship, so if you're looking for the biggest population, the most active ship, ship 1 is not the one that you want to go to. You actually want to look at ship 2, which I'll talk about later in this video. But for ship 1, it is the second most populated ship, so there still is quite an active player base here. However, if you're looking for the absolute most popular ship, it is going to be ship 2. Now, another thing about ship 1 is I highly recommend that you join an alliance. An alliance is basically a guild. In order to join it, you press escape over here, you can go to personal, go to ARC's records, alliance task records, and at this menu you will see all the different rankings of all these different alliances, and the ones with the little pink icon, you can just click on it and send a member application to the alliance overseer, and you will apply to the alliance, and if they accept you, boom, you're in their alliance. The reason I say this is because a lot of players on ship 1 tend to mind their own business. Think of it like New York City, sort of. You know, everyone's kind of minding their own business. They're all in their small groups, whether it be the alliance chat or in their group chat, and not a lot of people tend to talk in the open in just general chat. If you speak in general chat, a lot of people are going to look at you kind of funny, and they might even blacklist you if they find you really annoying. Now, some of you guys are freaking out just hearing about the word blacklist. Don't worry, it doesn't mean that you're going to be flagged or banned or whatever. It simply means that specific person won't be able to read any of the chat messages that you send. This is a feature in NGS, which is really, really nice, especially against like bots or spam or whatever. If there's someone that you find really annoying, you can simply just blacklist them, and boom, you won't be able to hear them or see whatever they type anymore. It's very, very nice. So the TLDR for ship 1 is it is very good for solo players, mainly because the population is relatively healthy. It's considered the second largest ship, so there's a lot of players. So if you just want to LFP or look for party, which is basically the game's match finder, which just pairs you with random teammates. If you want to run urgent quests or if you want to run any of the specific dungeons, it is very, very nice because there's going to be an active player base. There's going to be a healthy amount of players, which are also doing the same thing, so you won't be stuck in very long queue times. However, I still highly recommend that you do join an alliance or a group chat, or just find a community on ship 1 that you should join, because that way you will have a much smoother experience on ship 1. Now moving on to ship 2. Now I am biased over here because ship 2 is my main ship. I do invest the most amount of time, meseta, everything on my ship 2 character, because this is my main character as well as the main ship that I play on. I have my own alliance here and everything. But ship 2 is the largest and most active ship. You have the most amount of players here. So if you're simply looking for the most populated server, then ship 2 is your best bet. Now, as it is the most populated server, the market is gonna be the most stable. because it's very difficult for scalpers to purchase out everything in order to control the market, simply because there are so many players putting items onto the market, they're farming for things, and so the market is very stable over here. Prices are very reasonable, and usually Ship 2 has the cheapest prices among all the other ships because of this. Now, just like Ship 1, if you are a solo player, this is paradise. You're literally just going to come in here, you can play solo, you don't need to join an alliance if you just want that solo experience, you want to do everything solo, you don't want to socialize, you're antisocial, you just don't want to talk to anyone, you just want to focus on the game, enjoy the game, gear up and do everything yourself, and you seek that challenge and that thrill. Well, Ship 2 is very accommodating for that, simply because a lot of the market prices are pretty reasonable, so it's going to be relatively easy to farm for items, gear up, purchase stuff off the market which you can't farm for yourself or you find very tedious, and that way you can gear up very painlessly. And another benefit of Ship 2 is, of course, because you've got so many players, the matchmaking system is very active at any given time. So whether you're playing at 3 in the morning or you're playing at 5 in the afternoon, whatever time you're playing at, you're always going to find people who are also online and also farming specific things. So the matchmaking system will just automatically find you a party. So it's pretty active and pretty easy to do so. However, it can't be all sunshine and rainbows. Ship 2 is considered the most try-hard ship. The most sweaty players are going to be on Ship 2. There's very stiff competition for pretty much anything you want to do on Ship 2. Everyone's trying to compete and trying to be the best of something, and so it is very competitive. So just keep that in mind. If you are a casual player and you're trying to find an alliance, you do need to look for the casual alliances and not accidentally apply for a try-hard alliance, because if you're in a try-hard alliance and your playstyle or your lifestyle doesn't really fit in, you're going to feel very alienated and you might be peer pressured to play more or to farm more or whatever. In that case, I highly recommend you just to quickly leave that alliance and try to find one that is a more social one or a more casual alliance. And there are plenty of casual alliances on Ship 2, simply because it's the biggest ship out there. You've got all type of flavors, you've got casual, you've got fashionistas, you've got role players, you've got tryhards. It's a mixed bag over here. However, there is the most amount of tryhards on Ship 2, so if that's your jam, then definitely Ship 2 is the ship for you. So the TLDR for Ship 2 is, if you are a tryhard solo player, Ship 2 is amazing. If you're just a solo player in general, Ship 2 is amazing. If you like a stable marketplace, then again, Ship 2 is for you. As I said earlier, I am pretty biased towards Ship 2 because it is my main ship, so obviously there are a lot of pros, but if I really had to dig deep and find a con for Ship 2, it is that we are ultra competitive. So if you don't really like a lot of competition and you don't really want to go super try hard, and that's just not your vibe, you definitely would fit in on the other ships. However, again, that is not to say that there isn't casual guilds or casual alliances on Ship 2, simply because, well, we're the biggest ship, so we've got everything, okay? So yes, I am very biased to Ship 2. I'm just gonna admit that right off the bat, but I think Ship 2 is the best. Moving on to Ship 3. Ship 3 is a medium-sized ship. However, that is not to say that it is a disadvantage. One of the main advantages of Ship 3 is that they have a specific dedicated Discord where they plan out a lot of social events. However, Ship 3 is well known as the fashionista ship, so if you really like fashion and you really like to deck out your characters, maybe you like cosplaying, well, Ship 3 is gonna be perfect for you. There are a lot of well-known screenshotters that like to play on Ship 3 because Ship 3 is known as the fashionista ship, so Ship 3 is a lot more casual compared to Ship 1 and Ship 2, so just keep that in mind that if you are looking for a hardcore experience, Ship 3 is definitely not recommended in my personal opinion. I would recommend more casual players to join Ship 3 simply because of the player base. Everyone's super friendly over here, so you can talk in general chat and all chat and people will reply to you. Even if you didn't initiate a conversation, most of the time someone will actually come up and say hi to you. So Ship 3 is very homey, very social. A lot of people are extremely nice over here. However, that being said, this is a very casual ship, so a lot of people just like to AFK in town, they like to dress up their characters, they like to take screenshots, they like to do material gathering routes, so it's not as centric about like gearing up and trying to min-max and try to tackle the hardest content possible. There are groups that do it, however, that is a minority on Ship 3 from my personal experience. So the TLDR for Ship 3 is, if you like fashion, if you're a fashionista, if you like to take screenshots, if you like to make your characters look beautiful, Ship 3 is the best ship to do that because you're going to find a lot of like-minded people that will check your character out. You can check their styles out and you can exchange ideas in order to try to make the best looking character ever, get those really high quality screenshots, use your different shaders to make them even prettier, get some Photoshop going, and just get your creative juices going. Ship 3 is the place to do it. Now, another benefit of Ship 3 is people are extremely friendly, extremely casual over here. So if you are kind of an introvert, you don't know how to initiate conversations, Ship 3 is pretty homey. A lot of people will initiate the conversation for you, so you can just kind of sit back and just reply and then just get a conversation going. If you like the vibe, you can join them, stuff like that. Another benefit of Ship 3 is, of course, they have their own dedicated Discord, especially for the fashionistas, so they plan and host a lot of social events, so Ship 3 is very nice in that regard. Now, the downside of Ship 3 is, of course, it is leaning towards the more casual side, so if you are a super tryhard, if you do chase that min-max, you might find it a little bit difficult to find like-minded players on Ship 3. I'm not saying that there aren't any, but it is a minority. And last but not least, of course, we have to talk about Ship 4. Ship 4 is my home away from home, so again, I am a little bit biased towards Ship 4 because I do enjoy the community over here. But, you know, let me tell you about it. Ship 4 is the smallest ship, so it has the least amount of players on it. However, there are several benefits because it is the smallest ship. It's very similar to Ship 3 where everyone can be found on one Discord. So if you do want to plan out events as well as activities and stuff like that that you want to do with the community, it's very easy to contact everyone since everyone's in a single Discord. So that's very, very helpful. Now, since it is the smallest ship, there is the least amount of competition on Ship 4. So if you are coming into NGS with a group of friends, I do recommend hitting up Ship 4 because let's say that you and your group of friends are hyper competitive. If you come to Ship 4, you're basically guaranteed at least in the top 10 alliances or top 10 guilds because, well, there's not a lot of competition. However, if you do want to see that competition and you do want to fight people, then, you know, maybe Ship 2 would be the place to go. However, keep in mind on Ship 2, you will need the power of numbers as well as tryhard. Just being tryhard by yourself with like your 10 friends will not be enough to get you up there on the leaderboards on Ship 2 because Ship 2 alliances are ginormous. They have groups of 100 people, everyone really min-maxing, everyone going really, really tryhard. While on Ship 4, it's going to be a lot easier since there are smaller groups and there's just less players in general. So what other benefits are there on Ship 4? If you are an extrovert, so you like to talk to people, you like to socialize, you're going to fit in very well into Ship 4 because it kind of requires you to kind of know people, kind of get to know all these people, make the connections in order to get into these groups. Because on Ship 4, everything is community based. Everyone kind of knows everyone. So if you are a bad apple because maybe you trolled someone or you made someone upset, they can pretty much blacklist you and you will be screwed on this ship. So basically, Ship 4, there's not a lot of horsing around. People are very nice to each other. People are very respectful, simply because if you do mess up or if you do anger the wrong person, yeah, you can get blacklisted pretty easily and you will not have a good time on Ship 4. So if you tend to troll a lot of people and that's kind of how you have fun, then maybe join Ship 2 where it's a larger ship. So, you know, even if you get blacklisted, well, you know, there's still other people to troll and stuff like that. So just understand that Ship 4 is more of a close-knit community type of ship. But now to talk about the downsides for Ship 4. Since Ship 4 is the smallest ship, you do need to play at very specific hours because if you log on during like a dead hour, well, there's not going to be a lot of active players and it's just going to be really difficult for you to find a group of people to do specific activities. So you do need to make friends, you do need to socialize, you kind of need to figure out, okay, these group of friends are in XYZ time zone and kind of figure out what time to play is the best time for you because that way you have the most active amount of players to do different activities with. If you are a pure solo player, I do not recommend Ship 4. Ship 4 is miserable if you are a pure solo player. The reason for this is because the market is insane. The market prices on Ship 4 are always going to be 1.5 times higher than Ship 2 in most cases, simply because there's less people on the ship, which means there's less supply, and because there's less supply, the prices go higher than normal. However, this does not mean that the market on Ship 4 is absolutely garbage. It's very easy to make a lot of money on Ship 4 simply because you can take advantage of the whole supply and demand. Let's say that there's a specific item that nobody wants to farm. Well, you can farm for that specific item and you basically can sell it at whatever price you want, and it's very, very nice. You can make money extremely quickly that way. However, keep in mind you will also be spending that money equally as fast when you buy cosmetic items. As you can see over here, I am dressed up as Fubuki from Hololive. This outfit itself cost me 20 million on Ship 4. If I was to buy the exact same thing on Ship 2, it would be half the price, or at 10 million. So just understand that yes, you make money extremely quickly on Ship 4, however you lose money equally as fast, so it kind of balances out. However, it is not all doom and gloom on Ship 4. One of the silver linings, or one of the main reasons that a lot of people actually have characters on Ship 4, is of course the Hololive girls do play on Ship 4. Unfortunately, Fubuki as well as Shien, which are the JP casts, they don't play on the global server. However, the EN girls from Hollow Myth do play on Ship 4 from time to time. Unfortunately, it's only during their sponsored streams. They don't really play this game on their off time, so that is something to keep in mind. You know, you're not just gonna randomly bump into the real Ina while you're just playing the game. You're gonna bump into a lot of Ina cosplays because we currently have that collaboration going on. So there's Ina, there's Fubuki as well as Shien. So you're gonna bump into a bunch of people who are cosplaying them and look exactly like them. So that is pretty nice. You know, I do like this collaboration quite a lot. But if you do want to have the chance of having a cameo on Ina's stream or any of the Hollow Myth Girl streams whenever they're doing the sponsored streams with NGS, well, Ship 4 is going to be the ship that you want to play on. So in conclusion, if you are a solo player, I highly recommend that you play on either Ship 1 or Ship 2 as it caters to your playstyle the best. If you are a casual player, you can pretty much play on any ship. However, I do recommend hitting up either Ship 3 or Ship 4 simply because the player base there is a lot more relaxed, a lot more chilled compared to Ship 1 and Ship 2 where everyone's a little bit more competitive. Now, if you're a fashionista and you really like to dress up your characters and fashion is your end game, then definitely hit up Ship 3 because Ship 3 is well known as the fashionista ship. There's tons of people there that you can vibe with and they're on the same wavelength as you in order to get those perfect screenshots to post on Twitter and share all of your cool drip. Now, if you're coming into New Genesis with your group of friends and you guys are a little bit on the competitive side, but you're not super hyper competitive, Ship 4 is definitely a good choice because you can come in, you can swoop in and immediately bump yourselves up to like the top 10 alliances, and that way you'll get all these cool ranking rewards and be competitive and blah 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 blah. So that is pretty cool. So I do recommend Ship 4 if you do have a group of friends. Now, of course, if you're only here for the Hololive girls, then Ship 4 is your only choice because whenever they do their sponsored streams, they are playing on Ship 4. And last but not least, if you are looking for the most stable market, it is of course going to be on Ship 2 as it has the biggest player base over there and the most stable marketplace. And another reminder, if we manage to hit 50,000 subs before the end of the year, I will be showing you guys what is in my cultured section over here. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!
What can I say except you're welcome?